Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Debrief. June 1st edition.
We are now 6 episodes in. Well, I guess more since we've done solo. But
Did we start January 1st?
yeah.
Slay.
Mm-hmm. We surprised everybody.
We're going to be doing this till we're 50.
You're going to be sick of us.
It's so funny. Other podcasts that we listen to, like, I feel like they're, like, in their 30s. And I'm like, you will not be slowing down anytime soon. So how long will this go? It's so weird to think because, like, people who are 50 now, like, our parents' age, like, they're not, like, active on social media being influencers and stuff. But it's, like, people who are influencers now.
That's an interesting...
They'll probably still be influencing us when they're 50 because we want influenced.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Like, we're the first generation of influencers. And so it's like, what's the longevity of this career?
Yeah.
Our generation decides.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, Maddie, all of, like, the podcasts that we listen to, they're always like, we're not stopping anytime soon. And is it like, they literally will be, like, 50 or, like, hitting 60 years old, like, time to retire. And they'll be like, all right, guys, last episode, we're officially retiring.
And I will still be listening because I need to listen to my favorite podcasters.
Yeah, it's so interesting. We're watching history unfold before our eyes.
I think the same thing about being a wedding photographer a lot. Like, I'm like, how long will this job be, like, normal? Because I feel like a lot of people, I don't know if you feel the same way. I feel like a lot of people, when they hire you, it's not like that they're looking for someone who's their peer. But I think most people want someone they can connect with in some way. I think that's why it, like, bodes well for your business when you share, like, about your personal life. So I think that, like, for us, I'm like, okay, a good part of our business has been people who I feel like we connect well with. And I feel like they're peers. But as I get older and older, it's going to be younger and younger people getting married. And then it's like, at what point does it become weird that, like, a 23-year-old doesn't want to hire a 55-year-old to shoot their wedding?
Yeah.
Unless, like, your work is popping off.
And you're like, I've been at this for 20 years now.
And they're obsessed.
Yeah.
But, like, would you do that? Like, what are your thoughts? How long... What's the longevity
I mean,
of this
honestly,
job?
I feel like, I mean, if I'm like looking at like who I would hire and everything, I never really look at the person.
Really?
As it pertains to photography. Like, I'm like,
you see the Instagram, you see the website, you're like, I like what I see.
Yeah. I think, like, if it is a girl in her mid-20s, I'm like, okay, we're going to get along great.
Yes.
Like, but like, I feel like I'm not hiring photographers very often, but we went to Hawaii. I considered hiring one for family photos. And I was looking at Instagrams and stuff, and yeah, I saw a girl's work, and I was like, oh, like, wow, her work is really beautiful. And then, yeah, she was a mid-20s something girl, and I was like, oh, we'll probably, like, hit it off great. But, like, it wasn't like I needed to go through and be like, it's a girl in her 20s first, right? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I think it's also, like, easier for girls. Like, say I was a 50-year-old and I was shooting weddings, I feel like I could channel the vibes that I need to channel. But everybody has been to a wedding where there's, like, a 55-year-old man as, like, the photographer, and that is what I think about, like, of our husbands. Obviously, they are not the vibe of, like, a creepy 55-year-old man shooting a wedding. But I could see why people would be like, I don't know.
Yeah. My uncle did wedding video very briefly. My uncle Rob.
Oh, yeah. With your aunt?
With my aunt, yeah. And he, at the time, was, like, in his, like, mid-30s. So it's, like, not 50.
Yeah.
But still. But we also, I feel like, have a very different demographic than, like, even other photographers. Where, like, we are shooting weddings of, like, people in, like, their 20s. I mean, like, they're, like, I feel like the more clean, like, classic styles... people
It's
are getting
30s
married
and
in their
40s.
30s, mid 30s. And so it's like, okay, that's not weird. That was definitely my aunt's vibe.
Right.
So I'm thinking of them fitting it in a wedding, and I was like, oh, that's not weird.
It's so interesting. The people who are having these really high budget weddings and are really like the clean style, like it looks almost unedited, but it looks good.
Yeah.
They are almost always older.
Mm-hmm.
And then like our vibe, which is like flash, filmy, like it gives like kind of a messy vibe. It's always like 23-year-olds.
Yeah.
Which is like the weird overlap of like, okay, I want to charge the price of like the high budget people because I feel that I have the experience and like the
years worth of stuff to back it up.
yes, but the people who like the style are like the younger people just getting their lives started. They
And are
don't
looking
want
to elope.
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting, like trying to find that balance. But anyways, thanks for
not
listening
what
to
we're
our
talking
quick
about.
business conversation. I can't believe it's June 1st today.
You have an 11-month-old today.
I know. And the next episode will be his first birthday. I cannot believe
Guys,
it.
so Jenna like texted us that she was going into labor and like going to McGee. And
I was like, wait, I was? I thought you were going to say when I texted you about his birthday.
oh, no. Was texting us like, hey, like I'm going like to the hospital. And then later on, Tanner called Cole and he was like, can you please like bring me some like pillows and blankets because I'm so uncomfortable. We're like, yeah, for sure. And so we drove down and had like a little powwow in the waiting room. Jenna was obviously up in the room, all hooked up to her epi and everything. But it was me, Peter, Tanner, and Cole. And I was probably like 10 weeks pregnant. And Tanner was like, soon, like you'll be back here. And I was like, that's actually never going to happen though. Like that is a lifetime away. And so the fact that both of our babies are here and then now Silas is turning 1, I'm just like, where? I feel like we maybe say this like every episode, but I'm just like, where is the time going? Also, I will never forget Monty's first year. Like when we were talking about like her first birthday and you were like, it's actually been the fastest year of my life. Cohen, like this month. So Silas is 11 months on June 1st. On June 8th, Cohen will be 6 months. And I'm like, how?
Also, Cohen is getting a tooth and it is poking through the gums. He just bit on my finger and I felt the little tip of it through the gum.
I can't believe it.
And so I told Ashley, I bet you it'll be through tomorrow or the next day, like fully through. And then the next one will come. He's going to have a little
Just a
toothy
little
smile.
guy. I
And
know.
Ashley's sad.
I'm really sad about it. Like, I feel like, again, it came so quickly. And, like, I will say that, like, the first, like, few months, I have been really waiting for 6 months. There's just so many things I feel like you unlock, like, when you get to 6 months. And I don't know. I just felt like, okay, like, if he gets sick, then he can get, like, I can give him medicine. And, like, almost all of the tinctures that he has, it's like, oh, wait till 6 months, like, 6 months plus. And I'm just like, okay, like, and kind of just, like, he hasn't really gotten sick. Like, there was, like, right before we went to Hawaii, he had, like, just a tiny cold. And it wasn't ever anything, like, even full blown. But I've kind of just been anxious, like, okay, like, if he gets sick, like, what do I do? Like, I can't give him anything. And so, and then now, like, starting solids too, I'm just like, again, I feel like I've unlocked this, like, new level of parenting.
I know. I feel like in the first like 2 years, it's like a different baby every month. Like you have to like think of there's just so many things that are happening.
Yeah. And I've watched so many babies grow up, but like when it's your own, and you're in it, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like the fact that like he's like still not mobile or anything, so I'm just like, oh yeah, like whatever, like, and I'll just leave him like on the floor and like while I run into the kitchen for something, and I'm like, oh, it could be like 2 more months and I can't do that anymore. Like my life has completely changed, like,
And it will.
Yeah,
Like,
it will eventually happen.
Like he will be trying to climb up those stairs.
I know.
Soon.
Oh, that's crazy. He just does not feel big enough for any of it. Like colon, like we've been giving him like the teething tincture because we're like, I mean, all of his needs are met. He's biting on his hands. I guess it could be a tooth. I just feel like I pictured, and I guess it varies for everybody. I pictured teething being like much more intense, and it could be a just you wait thing because but at least the first tooth, it's been like drops of tincture. Okay. And like he chews on his hand. And I'm like, all right.
He is you just need to accept that he is the easiest and best baby on earth.
I know. I'm scared to have another.
He just is. That's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is about the birth order. Some people are like, you have the easy first, the second is really hard.
Which that was not true for you.
My heart came first, so now I'm in bliss.
Yeah, for real. Do you feel like you could handle anything like after her, like because the sleep started like pretty young, like literally weeks old, and then it just never really stopped.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you could handle anything at this point, like anything that a kid throws at you?
Yes, I definitely could, but I would not handle it with as much, this might like sound bad, but like as much sensitivity as I did with her because it was my first baby. And so like if she was like super overtired screaming in the car, I would literally pull my car over, take her out of the car seat and be like holding her in the back seat, like giving her a bottle and like shushing her and putting a sound machine on. There was literally a time, Ashley, when we tried to black out our car except the front windshield. We had towels up all around the car in all the windows, and we were playing a sound machine for her, and we would not speak to each other, waiting for her to fall asleep. Like, it was just so intense. And it was like, yeah, she had a hard time falling asleep and she would cry, but like now, say like it was my third baby and they like acted like that, I would just be like, sorry, you're just gonna have to cry till you fall asleep.
It just is what it is.
I can't do that anymore. So
yeah.
like I just wouldn't act the same, and that definitely enabled her habits a bit. But I didn't know any better. I was just like, I have to make you happy.
And it's the most common thing of all time. Like that. Yes. It's like, I mean, you literally have like all of the hours in the day to give to them. And yes. Then like, yeah, once you have a second, you're just like, oh, okay, sorry.
Yes.
It's not the same anymore.
Yes. Anyways.
Cohen's getting a tooth. Silas is turning one.
Getting a tooth. Do you have any life updates since your solo episode that you'd like to yap about?
My solo episode. That was quite a lot of yapping and so late at night. Did you listen to the full thing?
Actually I didn't, because something happened like midway through and it like skipped to like the end or something. Oh. And then it like went out of my queue. And then I just forgot about it.
I hate when that happens.
But I did listen to most of it.
Okay.
I also talk to you every day.
And I know what's going on in your life. I don't think not much to report on. Oh, I was going to say, oh, well, I am depressed. But this weather, I'm sure every episode we talk about, wow, life is moving so fast. Wow, the weather sucks. Or the weather's been beautiful. Those are like our talking points. But it's been like actually sucking like so bad.
Sorry, I just crunched ice. Yeah, Ashley has been seasonally depressed.
Yeah, it's just so like, come on. Like,
I know.
Like, yesterday was good. Like Memorial Day. Like it was fine.
Yeah, it was nice out. It was not swimming weather, which
not swimming.
I don't have time hop, but you know how you'll get like whatever. We were swimming and it was hot
last year.
No.
Oh, 2 years ago?
In the past. Past Memorial Days.
Yeah.
I will say, if this makes you feel any better, next week we got some 83 and sunnies on the roster.
But you have to get past a week of rain.
Yes. Which also, though, the rain is going to help my garden. So
I was going to bring it up.
I would prefer that you don't act so upset about it.
I would appreciate you keeping your attitude in check.
Please allow the rain to fertilize the plants.
Here's the thing.
If you want to have my tomatoes for your marinara sauce, you will be accepting the rain.
Here is the thing. my plants have been planted and they've been receiving the rain. So I am ready for it to be over.
Okay, actually, so I went to this like stand that has plants and produce, and the guy who runs it, like, he has to be a farmer, like he has to know everything about plants. He said they were doing a sale yesterday on Memorial Day, and he was saying the reason we're doing a sale is because a lot of people who planted their stuff, it died because of how much rain.
Interesting.
So you're actually better off to be planting it now.
Very interesting. I feel like typically you'd be like late.
Yes, which I was worried about, but he was like, no, it's actually perfect.
I also am just like, how much does that matter?
How much does it matter? I don't know. I'm like, you have like 3 to 4 months of like good sun. Can't you just grow?
Yeah.
What's
like,
the
I'm going to
issue?
water, like, granted, you don't get all of like the natural rain, I guess. I'm going to water you anyways. You'll have the sun. What's the big deal? Like, is it just less time to enjoy it? So it's like, oh, you should ideally plant by this time.
I have no idea. This is my first time having a garden.
Yeah. Talk about it.
I'll talk about it. So I asked Tanner I just was telling Ashley a lot about it, so I'll try to keep it brief. But I asked Tanner for a garden for Mother's Day, and he has taken it to the most extreme level. Not extreme, but like...
You're like, it's not what I want anymore.
It's just like very much perfection.
We'll post a photo of it.
In that, like, everything has been done to like the highest quality degree. And I told Ashley this, like, I'm not kidding. I pictured that we would get those like green stakes. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say that?
Yeah, we had them.
Yeah, they're like thin green metal stakes. We would push them into the ground and we would wrap some chicken wire around it, throw some dirt in there, and call it a day. That's what I was expecting. This garden, if the next person that lives in our house, it cannot be moved.
Yeah.
It is cemented into the ground. They would have to shovel so much dirt away. Like,
how much dirt?
5 tons of dirt.
5 tons.
It is so big. It's not that big, but it is pretty big. And like,
it's a great decent size for a first garden. Yeah.
I was shocked because I have never had a garden before. Now I feel like I have to be the best gardener on earth, which I kind of like that. But then Tanner said to me today, he was out working on it in the rain. He's worked on it every day for hours. I'm like,
I'm scared.
I feel so bad that you're putting this much effort into it. But he was out there working on it in the rain today. And then he came in. He's like, yeah, I just was trying to get those extra boards up because the stone is being delivered tomorrow.
Oh?
I said, the stone? He's like, yeah. I'm like, for what? And he's like, well, there's going to be a walkway leading up to it. And then there's going to be a stone walkway inside of the garden with a bird bath in it. I'm like, this is becoming... Also, let me just say, like, we don't have landscaping. Like, we are not into this stuff.
Yeah.
And this has become very intense.
Yeah. Like, Tanner has put a lot of effort. I want to validate that. But how much effort do you feel like he would have put without his dad being like, you should do it this way?
I'm not sure. Like,
yeah,
so
it's, like,
the
hard to
big
judge.
thing that was making it so much like extra time and effort was that the ground was uneven. And so they were making it level. And so they were like putting these strings around it to make it level and then building it like to the string.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And I think that was a big thing.
Gotcha.
I think that we probably would have just put it on the uneven ground.
Yeah. I mean, I would have done the same thing.
I mean, you've seen my backyard, Ashley.
Yeah.
It's not a big slope.
No. Not at all.
Like, if you just looked at it, you would think it was flat.
Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just throw it on there.
So anyways, we'll post a photo. Hopefully by the time this comes out, I will have my things planted and I can show you a good photo of it. But
wait, I want to know, does Monty still have her tomato?
No, she gave it to her Mimi and Pappy for the Memorial Day party.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
A generous girl.
But she still asks to see pictures of her holding it.
Jenna sent me a picture yesterday, I'm assuming is when you guys were getting plans.
Mm-hmm.
And she said Monty has a tomato and she is obsessed with it. And what was the tomato song?
She just goes, Mado, 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 Mado. And
was
she
so
was carrying it
cute.
around for so long. And then Silas took a bite out of it.
Oh,
And that
no.
was what made her give it up. She's like, I don't want this anymore. She like took
His
it.
used goods.
She took it to her Mimi. She's like, Silas bite Monty's tomato. Mimi have.
You know what that reminded me of when you sent me that photo, which was, do you remember when we went to Riverside and you got the orange?
Yes.
That's what that reminded me of. I was like mother, like daughter. They both collect fruits.
What? Why did I get? I mean, Riverside is famous for the oranges.
Mhm.
And did I just put it in a plastic bag and take it home?
Yes, you did.
It's kind of lit.
I will not lie.
I have another thing that I would like to update on.
Please.
Did I say this in the last episode? May 1st it came out.
And we recorded it late April, I think.
Okay, I don't think I
Oh,
had
wait.
gone to the New York wedding yet when we recorded it.
I'm trying to remember what I did now, too. Wait, when did we come? No. We recorded before both of our trips.
Right,
But
right.
yeah. But I talked a little bit about Hawaii.
On
So
your
you
thing.
haven't talked about New York.
Yes, so we went to New York on our trip, our first time away from the kids.
In 2.5 years.
And it went amazing. We had the best time. Molly was our friend who got married, and it was so fun. It was like one of the best weddings ever. We just had the best time, and we went to New York City, and it was so fun. The kids did so good. And unfortunately, it did unlock something within us that we were like,
Wait a second.
We can do this.
I'm trying to be doing this once a month.
We were like, we can go. And okay, I talked about this in my solo episode. Like, I feel like there's like this clash of cultures of like half the moms are like, make sure you don't lose yourself in motherhood. And like, you have to keep doing like all these things. Like, you need to be going on girls' trips. You need to be going on vacation with your husband without your kids. Then there's the other side of motherhood that's like,
You can never.
you can never leave your kids. Like, they need you. Like, if you leave them overnight once, they will die. Like, this is what you're made for. Like, babies are not designed to be away from their mom. Those two things are constant. There's no middle ground ever.
Yeah.
Online, at least. And
Wait, I have a quick question.
yeah.
Cole wants to know if you want a milkshake from Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
What flavor?
What are the answers? What are
the answers? Vanilla, chocolate, or cookies and cream?
What are you gonna get?
Cookies and cream.
Okay, I'll get vanilla.
Okay, sorry, continue.
That's so nice of him. So
Yes, there's no in between. This is a clash of motherhood.
yes, and I definitely veer towards like don't leave your kids vibe. Hence why I didn't do it once for 2.5 years. But now that I did it, I'm like, oh, this was really good. No one remembers it. Like, the kids, like, it's not like Monty's like, Mommy, remember when you went to New York? Like,
And you left me?
she
Abandoned?
When we got home, like, we brought her a shirt. I showed her pictures of us in the city. She talks about it all the time. She's like, Mommy, Daddy went to New York. Monty stayed with Papa. And like, it's fine. Like, everything's fine. And I'm not trying to do that constantly. I definitely don't have the mindset of like, I need to get away from my kids.
Yeah.
But it was really also nice.
It had to just be so nice, like, being able to, like, walk away from your car, like, not being like, do I have diapers? Like,
Yes.
just
and
little
also
stuff like
just
that.
like, I know you guys went to New York, which you should talk about that.
Yeah.
We went to La Cabra, and like, there was a long line out the door to get coffee and pastries. And I was just like, they would not wait in this line. Like, there's just so many things that it was just nice to feel like my body was like me again, if that makes sense. Like,
Totally.
I don't know. And the weirdest thing happened when I was there. I like got an appetite, and I like never have an appetite.
Interesting.
And when I went, like, the moment that we left, I was like, Tanner, I'm starving. And I never am hungry. Like, it's like actually a problem.
Like you just snack throughout the day?
No, like I won't even snack. Like,
oh,
it will be 10 p.m. and I'm like, I did not take a bite of something.
interesting.
So I was like, I'm starving. And the entire weekend, I was like, I could not get enough food.
I devoured.
And I was like, has my nervous system been like I mean, it probably has, just like always like on and like worrying about someone else. So anyways, we did that, which then led me to, we went to Bedford.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We haven't talked about that.
Me, Ashley, and Madison went to the spa at Bedford Springs, the best place on earth.
Truly the best place on earth.
Did I tell you we're going for anniversary? Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Yeah, but oh, sorry. I was gonna spoil what you were about to say, but you go ahead.
Oh yeah. So me, Ashley, and Madison went to the spa. Ashley and Madison didn't stay over. They're both breastfeeding, so it would be a lot for them.
Yeah. I'm on one hand I'm like interested of like what it would have been like for Cole, but on the other hand I'm just like, that pumping that much, can everyone, like, we all need to bow down to Jennifer as long as she pumped for, because it literally pisses me off. I'm just like, I hate this. But feeding Cohen, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this. But like, if I'm away from him, I wish I could literally just turn off the tap and turn it back on.
Yeah, I know. That is the most annoying thing. Even too, like, I'm curious if he like starts sleeping through the night, like people will wake up and pump.
Yeah, that's not happening for me.
When I did like the thing with Monty where like you would like dream feed her, like when I did the taking care of babies thing, you would dream feed them at 10:30 and 3:30. And like I would have to set an alarm for like 3, and then I would wake up and pump the bottle and then give it to her at 3:30.
Oh my gosh. When you pumped, did you have like a deep like frozen stash?
No, I had none.
You were just constantly pump give.
Yes.
Wow.
It was very stressful because I'd be looking at it and I'm like, that's not gonna be enough for her feeding.
Oh my gosh, Jenna,
it was horrible.
That's terrifying. Cause yeah, I like, as I pump, I'm just like, oh wow, that's crazy. And like, as like I've had to pump more for weddings and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, is that how much she's drinking? Like I literally had no idea. Okay. Like literally never think about it again. I'm so sorry. I have to pee so bad.
Yeah, go ahead. I will talk about Bedford
okay,
while you're gone.
Wonderful.
So anyways, we went to the spa and we had a great time. They didn't stay over, and I, however, did. And so it was so fun. Obviously, during the day, we were relaxing, getting our nails done, hanging out in the hot tubs and stuff. And then after they left, I went for like a little walk and a little hike. And this was again like the same kind of feeling of just like, what am I doing? Like no one is like touching me. Like I'm just like out on this hike by myself in the woods. And it was so fun. I cannot explain to you the feeling. I was just in the woods walking and I got so happy. I just started running on the path. I was just like, this is amazing. I just was like feeling like my spark was coming back. And so then I went back to the room. I ordered room service and I put on my robe and I took a sleeping pill. And I slept for 11 and a half hours straight. And it was absolute luxury.
She sent me a screenshot of her Aura Ring like sleep report, and I was like, I love every minute of that for you.
I cannot believe I didn't even wake up to pee. Like I was very conscious because when you're there at the spa, like there's a lot of like the hot tub, the steam room, like stuff that dehydrates you. And so before, when I've gone, I've like felt genuinely sick from leaving because I didn't like chug water all day.
Yeah.
So I was chugging water all day. I was like shocked that I didn't wake up and pee. I was so out. Like it was just...
What did you do the next morning? I don't feel like we talked about that.
Oh, the next morning I woke up. I was actually going to order room service again, but I woke up like...
What did you get for dinner?
I just got the pub chips, which I feel like you would love. It's like homemade chips, and then it had like bacon and cheese and like scallions. And then I just got a big piece of cheesecake.
Yeah,
And
that'll
I
do.
got a Diet Coke.
Luxury.
It was luxury. And then I was watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives in my bed. I drifted off to sleep. It was truly incredible. The next morning I woke up and I just like got ready, and then I went and got a coffee and I just walked all around on the trails.
Cute.
It was such a nice day that morning. It was just so nice. I was so happy and I had a great time. I also need to add, the week before this, Tanner was in Oregon.
Yeah.
So I was solo momming it, and I had them for 4 nights and 5 days. And then Tanner obviously only had them for 1 night and 2 days for when I was gone. But it was just that plus the New York trip. We were both just kind of like, wow, it really feels like we are like getting, like we're finding a really good balance of like parenting and like doing things for us, like individually and for our marriage.
Yeah.
And it just felt so good. Like I was just like, I just have been feeling so good about where I'm at in motherhood, because I'm so devoted to them and like present with them when I'm there, but I'm feeling like I'm really doing so much better with just like, I'm able to leave. I don't have so much guilt as I used to.
Yeah.
And I'm just enjoying.
I love that. You've earned it.
Thank you.
You had a, like, I didn't want to project this on you too. If you can also correct me, but I was going to say you had a rough like last year.
Oh,
like,
yes.
I mean, we were doing the podcast and then we stopped doing the podcast. We like,
yeah,
but like
not the last year, but like
2024.
Yes.
Like as a whole was like probably pretty rough.
It was very rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I feel like Silas being born was, like, a catalyst of change, and, like, it slowly got better from there. So, like, I feel like the past actual year has been better, but the year before that was...
Oh, what was that?
My ice was, like, moving.
I was like, please, no.
The year before that was really rough. I cannot explain to you, even just going to a wedding day, like... my heart would be pounding on and off like all day, staring at my phone, waiting for someone to text me and say like what was wrong or like what was going on. And like now I just am like, I'm
sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, and it always is. And
Yeah.
like, I just remember I would leave for weddings and I would be so like tears in my eyes, just like felt so guilty. Like I just was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. And now I'm just like, I'm going to like earn money for our family. They're going to have a great time with their grandparents, and I'll see you later.
It's a great time all around for everyone. I don't know if you feel like it now, but like Cohen is still like a little like young, and it's like you said, I'm not like trying to escape him, but I like kind of joked with Cole, like we went to a wedding just like 2 days ago, and I was like, oh, it's like a little date day.
It literally is.
Like obviously we're working, but it's like, oh, we get a free meal, we get like,
we're talking in the car the whole time.
Cole literally, like, we're still in the phase of like sitting in the back seat with him, and so he was like, oh my gosh, like we get to sit up front together.
I know, it kind of is. Tanner was saying, even when we were leaving this last wedding, he's like, I don't know why I've ever complained about this job. This is the best job on earth. You literally get to go to a party. You get a free, really nice meal. You get to hang out with people who are happy all day.
Yeah.
And then you go home. Like, what?
The rough moments always are outweighed by really, really good moments.
Yeah. It's such a great job. And especially the time commitment away from your kids is just the best.
Yeah, I don't know how we're 30 minutes in and haven't even discussed what we're going to be talking about.
That's okay. I feel like now that we're doing it once a month, we
gotta,
are like,
we gotta feed them.
I feel like we've kind of gotten on the same page. They're gonna be long.
Yeah, our viewers need fed.
They need to eat.
What was I saying? I don't know how you edit like with children in the house. Like I constantly am just like, all right, I need to go to a coffee shop. Like I need like that separation, but then again, I'm also like, while I'm working, this is also a little treat.
Yeah, I get that. I feel like my routine recently, which like maybe this is kind of not the best thing, but Silas, pretty much I can guarantee he'll nap at least 2 hours every day at the same time. So usually I'll put him down for a nap, and then I'll let Monty watch a show.
Oh.
And I will edit, not the full 2 hours, but I'll try to get her to watch a show for like an hour, and I'll edit, and then I'll play with her the rest of his nap.
What a nice thing, like, bit of downtime to look forward to.
It really is. And like, if I don't need to edit, I can clean in that time or whatever, but it's like pretty much guaranteed like I will have that time if I want to. Sometimes like I'll take her somewhere if Tanner's home, or like we'll go do something else, but if I really need to edit, I'm like, I know I can like have at least an hour, and then I'll usually do it after bed too, which is like annoying, but what can you do?
You gotta squeeze it in.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else?
Let me see.
Bedford.
I wrote some things down. Well, so what we were going to talk about today is the report.
We're given a report.
Oh, here was the last thing I was going to say, since it's official now. On the same vein of going on things without our kids.
Oh, it's official.
We are going to Italy next year to shoot another Italian wedding.
Which is so the fact that you've shot 2 weddings abroad and they've both been in Italy is crazy.
I know, and it's also crazy because like this one is not because of the last one.
Yeah. It's a whole separate wedding.
Yeah. It's just another person that I met 5 years ago randomly, and
probably a listener.
Probably.
I think I just saw that she liked our photo.
Oh, yes. I love her so much. She's getting married in Italy in like a Lake Como vibe.
Love.
At like a villa. And I'm so excited. We went back and forth for a while about like, okay, are we going to make this a family trip? Are we going to bring the kids and try to bring like a mom to help, or are we going to go by ourselves? And eventually we landed on that we were going to go by ourselves because of it being work. And we shot this other wedding in Italy. We kind of felt the vibe, and we like went through, okay, if it was this wedding,
oh my gosh,
like what would the kids be doing in XYZ? Like, so it's kind of the same situation. Everyone's staying in one big villa. So it's like, okay, you're shooting the wedding. They see you. They're in the room. Like, I don't know. It's just like unprofessional. Like, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hard, like, if it's a context of like a Pittsburgh wedding, then it's like, what is your kid doing here? But it's like the fact that it is a more intimate vibe. It's like, okay, is it weird if my kid is here? Like, I don't really know. But you almost would have to have them at like a completely different like area to keep that professional.
Yes. And she was very much like, I mean, you can bring them, like, you're more than welcome. She actually has a kid as well. And she was like, he's gonna be there, so like, again, please, if you need to, it's no biggie. And I think I would consider it if like they were a little older or a little younger. But like they'll be like 2 and 3, so I'm like, that's like prime
unpredictability.
Yes.
They're
and
so
I'm just
unpredictable.
like picturing like they're in the villa, we're shooting the ceremony, one of them sees us out the window and starts screaming for us and runs out, and like whoever's
just
watching
like
can't grab them. Like, I'm just like, no. And I'm also like, again, we don't have any other trips planned, just us. It's a year from now. Like, it'll be good for us to go and get to do that.
100%. No,
And
I think
it'll be so fun.
And I mean, yeah, you should just picture what it would have been like to have them in the last wedding. And you were 7 months pregnant?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, just think of like how at times miserable you were, and then dragging like kids along like with that, and how intense it would have been.
Yeah. And also just like, the transportation is like another thing in Europe. It's like you're taking trains everywhere. So that's basically the same as a plane. Yeah. It's not, but it is.
A little bit more freedom to move around, but still you're trapped.
And if they're screaming the whole time,
there you are.
Again, I don't think they would, but I'm just like,
It's better to assume worst case, and it's like, yeah, I don't know my children a year from now, so.
Yeah, I have no idea if Silas is going to be a nutball.
A nutball.
Right now, he's like so easy, but I'm like, it could change at any moment.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
No, I think you're making the right decision. I think those are like tough ages. Like those types of trips need planned like literally like 3 months in advance, where you're like, okay, if you're like this right now, then like I feel like okay taking you somewhere, and if it changes, I'm okay accepting that. A year from now is a big commitment.
For sure. And then yeah, so we're gonna go shoot this wedding, and then afterwards we're like, we're gonna take like 3 days and do something for us. So if anyone has any suggestions.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say what you committed to, but
no.
Oh, okay.
This has been a constant conversation. We're looking for something. It's early May, so it's not going to be swimmy weather.
Okay.
So I'm open to going to like a beach town, but I do think I'll be a little sad if I can't swim in the perfect blue water.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we want to go somewhere we've never been before, and somewhere that's like a little different. Like I'm not trying to go to like Paris or something,
yeah.
You know? So
you should do like Portugal.
Yeah, so originally,
I guess that's kind of beachy.
Originally, we were going to do Croatia, which is where Tanner's family is from. Like, he literally has, like, family that lives there. But it is... This sounds so weird, but basically, like, it's right beside Italy. But to fly there, there's, like, no flights.
Oh.
There's, like,
Can you take a train?
It's, like, across an ocean. Oh. And then you can take a ferry across, but you would have to rent a car. Like, it's just
automatically sounds too complicated.
I want to just fly somewhere else and like be there and then fly home.
Yeah.
So if anyone has any suggestions, I'm down for like mountains. I kind of want it to be something like different though, and like I would love something that's like very cultural.
You should do Greece then.
Oh, have you been there?
I thank you so much for bringing it up. I actually have been. I've been to Greece. Anyways,
we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were saying cultural, so I was like, Athens is very history.
Okay.
And whatever. But
Tanner was very big on Greece as well. He was like, what about Greece?
Cole would go back to Greece in a heartbeat.
Really?
Like on our Europe trip in September, he was like, how do we get back to Greece?
He's like turn it around.
Yeah. He was like, I mean, I would swing through Greece. And I was like, yeah, it's not swing through. Like, it's like, it's completely out of the way.
Yeah. My one that I'm pulling for is Mallorca. But that is also like a beach town. But I'm like, what if we got lucky and it was like blazing hot in early May?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways.
We'll see. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
That's conclusion of my life updates.
It's nice. Not much else to report.
You can explain what the report is.
Yes, the reports. We've done it once before, didn't we? Like a long time ago.
I feel like it was just like a quick thing. It wasn't the full episode like title.
Okay. The report is, I don't know who made it up, but we've seen a lot of podcasts do it before, and I think it's really fun, where you basically take it's an acronym, I guess, but we're going to talk about what we're reading, what we're eating, what we're playing, obsessing over, recommending, and treating. And I'm very excited. I have multiple answers for multiple. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad. I was going to ask if you prepared it or if you were just going off the cuff.
That is very much my vibe. I typically go off of, but I wanted to prepare today.
I prepared a little bit, but yeah, we'll go through it.
I'll go. You take a little sip. I'll go.
Sorry if you guys hear my ice.
She gonna crunch. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I had to turn Jenna's mic up, and she's literally so far away, and you can hear it. Oh my gosh, I heard you swallow.
In case you didn't realize, the ice from Chick-fil-A was fully not existent the moment that I picked it up, our drinks.
Oh.
And I had to stop at Get-Go to put ice in it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, but...
Wait, what did you get? Tea?
Yeah.
Maybe they just brew... Sometimes that happens to me. They brew fresh tea, and...
It's like too hot and it melts it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when I went into Get-Go, there was like a thing that said like a cup of ice 50 cents, and I just walked out.
You're like, get lost.
Like, really?
Oh my gosh, that's
I'm not
crazy.
gonna stop at the counter and give you 50 cents for this.
$1.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, what I'm reading, slowly I am reading Bringing Up Bebe,
Oh
which
yeah.
is what I took to Bedford. I picked up a bunch of like cute little parenting books from the library actually like 2 months ago at this point, and slowly making my way through it, which act like this brings up like I was gonna not something I wanted to talk about, but like this brings up a point of like I am chronically on TikTok, like it's actually an issue because I still have a potato of a baby, so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, we're just vibing, like I'm not really clocked in yet, like I am, but I'm not.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, I'm in somewhat a serial hobbyist sometimes too, and I feel like TikTok really supports me in that. Like I literally was like, I want to learn how to sew, sewing tutorials, like, and literally brought me to the cutest like women that are teaching me how to sew. And so all of that to say, Cole and I both were like, we hate how much we are on our phones, and we're gonna like set new rules and stuff. And so all of that and tied up into that includes reading. So I want to read more. And Jenna has given me books. Multiple people in my life have given me books that I need to read. And so I need to stop making excuses and just start reading. And summer's the perfect time for that.
It is. And here's the thing. I feel like reading is not as like it feels less fun and whatever when you're reading like something that you're learning from. So it's harder to get through it and to get yourself to actually pick it up.
Yeah.
But whenever you start reading a good fiction book, there's nothing like it.
There's nothing like it. The last book I read, like start to finish, was oh my gosh, was this? Oh, this was like well over almost 2 years. It was like last August was when, which also reminds me, the summer I turned pretty. They're coming out with a new season.
I never watched that show.
It's just it's just peak it's peak like, oh my gosh, like what's the word, like
Vibes.
it's peak vibes. And like we've talked about before, like the beginning of a relationship when you're flirting and stuff, it just encapsulates all of those emotions so well. So it's like my little teeny bopper show that I love. But yeah, the last time they came out with a season was 2 years ago. And when the season finished, I was like, I need to know how this ends. So I went and bought the third book.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, it's actually right up there. But
And that was the last book.
and that was the last book I read. And I read it like actually within days. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, so you're capable of it.
You're capable of it, and if it's something that has you wrapped in,
Yeah.
you will do it. Which is, you need to just, when you are ready to start reading your fiction books, you need to just like tell yourself like, okay, I'm gonna get like 3 chapters tonight. You'll be hooked.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you like the Bringing Up Bebe book? And
It's interesting.
What's
It's about
the overall vibe?
It's about this American family, well, the American like mom and dad raising a child in France. And like quickly, I'm literally like 2 chapters in, she like starts to notice like that French children act different than American children, but also I'm pretty sure her kid has only ever known France. And so she's like, why what am I doing that my baby is like different than the kids around, and like what do French parents do that is different, and like that they seem to just have like kids that behave in society.
That's very similar to the Hunt Gather Parent book,
I think I also got that one at the library.
Yeah, it's kind of the same concept of like she took her American daughter to like all these different places, and like what were they doing there that was better and different.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Like it.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
And like I like learning about different cultures, and then especially like parenting again. It's like feels like a new level in life I've unlocked now, where I'm like, oh, okay, like how do I master this as well as I can? And like,
yeah,
so it's fun.
Yeah.
What about you?
I feel like when I read the Hunt Gather Parent book, I was like, oh, this is awesome. I'm going to take some pieces of it and put it into my life, but not all of it. And then like, I feel like I have like friends or know people who have read it, and they're like, I'm doing every bit of it. And if you're not, your kid will be horrible. And I'm like,
oh,
okay.
Interesting.
It can definitely, those type of like parenting self-help vibes, like can definitely get really in your head.
Well, yeah, it definitely starts to make you feel like, oh, okay, so like literally if my child screams on the playground, then I have a brat. And
Yeah.
I'll only ever have a brat.
And I'm a horrible mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've screwed them up forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to hear what you think of the rest of the book, and you can give me a Spark Notes version of it.
Of course. What have you been reading?
I haven't been really reading anything.
That's fair.
Unfortunately. My sister gave me a book from the library because I love historical fiction, as do the What We Said girlies, which you
are a trendsetter, Jenna.
I was the original Kristen Hanna lover.
Yeah.
And
like actually like 3 years ago.
Yes, and I just feel like she's blown up since then, and I just love her books.
How did you
so
find
much.
her?
I actually was just trying to remember. Someone recommended the first book, The Great Alone, that I read to me. I can't remember who it was. It honestly may have been like Book Talk, or maybe like someone on my Instagram said like this is the best book I've ever read. And to this day, that, and have you ever read Redeeming Love?
Nope, but you also gave that to me. But I've heard a bunch of people talk about it.
They made it into a movie too.
Yeah.
That's like a Christian historical fiction. It's like the book of
isn't it like, it's not Rahab? No,
what the heck is the book? It's a book of the Bible written out. It's about the prostitute. Which one is that?
Yeah, is it? And like,
I gotta look it up.
The guy that I'm like, the guy that redeems her.
Yeah.
Boaz. Ruth?
It is by Hosea and Gomer.
Oh.
It is the book of Hosea, kind of like in like kind of a fiction storytelling spin. It's by Francine Rivers. Those are my two favorite books ever. That book and The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. Anyways, I always loved her so much. And then now out of nowhere, the What We Said girls are like, and I read this book by Kristen Hanna, and I read this book by Kristen Hanna, like saying all of it. And I'm like, I've been telling everyone that they're good.
You're like, why haven't you been listening to me?
Seriously, but they're so good. The one that they have just been talking about the Great Depression.
You read that one?
Oh, Ashley, it's so good. That of anything has been, I think, the one that I've thought about the most.
Interesting.
In my daily life.
The Great Depression.
Yeah, well, I like never really understood fully what it was. Do you feel like you did?
Probably not. I feel like you're going to enlighten me, but I just was like, oh, there's no food. Is what I've always thought.
Well, a big part of it was the dust storms were what was making the food. Like, they couldn't grow anything.
Okay.
But, like, the dust would get, like, they would have to board up their houses. Like, it would be like a hurricane, but of dust.
Oh, gosh.
And, like, you couldn't breathe. Like, the dust would be going in your lungs. And then people were dying because, like, they were only inhaling dust.
Interesting.
And, like, everyone was dying from the dust. No one had anything to eat.
From the dust.
It was like horrible. They would have to like plant potatoes at night because like they couldn't go out in the day because of the dust.
How long did it last for?
Years.
The dust lasted?
Yes, years.
Oh, wow.
And then like there was all this like they would try to move and go somewhere else because they would like hear like, oh, it's better here, like there's no dust, and then like they would find out everyone was there, and they would basically put them in like these concentration camps almost. Like in California this was happening. You should know this. This is your history.
This is my heritage.
They would be living in these like camps, like in a mud pit with no food, and these farmers would be like, you can work for me for like a penny a day.
Oh, man.
Cole has brought us special drinks.
Milkshakes, milkshakes, milkshakes. And there is a sweet little baby over there, too.
You gotta guess which one's which? I don't know.
He wants to give me a kiss.
This looks like
Did you get one,
Jenna's.
Nicole?
Yeah, I got chocolate.
Oh, we all got different then.
Yeah.
This looks like yours. This looks like the whitest.
That one looks whiter.
Specks in
I feel like this is chocolate.
Well, maybe. Who's to say? This part stays in.
there. Okay, you want me to cut this?
This
Do a
one
little
is definitely chocolate that you said looked the whitest.
Okay.
It's definitely
I'm
brown.
blind. Yeah, here you go. Hello, little baby. Anything to say to the fans? Say hi, fans.
He's so cute.
He says nothing. Is there another straw?
He can't talk yet.
Oh, thank you.
Anyways, so he's not talking. Wait, I have to tell that story. Okay, so me and Tanner had to go to the Ross Park Mall. Is that the mall we went to?
Yeah.
Because he had to get a suit. And that's like an hour and a half from our house. So it was like really far away.
Oh, yeah, baby.
And we were in the food court, and this guy who was working there, he like definitely had like a mental disability. Is that
No.
normal? That's fine.
He's just, disabled.
Yeah. So he came up to us and he was just like talking about Silas, and he was like just very interested in babies and stuff. And then at the end he was like saying bye to Silas, and we're like, say bye, Silas, and stuff. And then he looked at me the most genuine ever, so concerned, and he goes, he's not talking. And I was like, yeah, that's okay, he's not old enough yet. And he was like, okay, like genuinely like,
He's not talking.
like, do you know this kid isn't talking yet?
I need you to know that he's not
But
saying anything.
we always say he's not talking.
Does Silas say words now?
No, he says mama dada,
Cutie.
but that's all.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so that's our reading. Eating.
You want to go first?
Well, I really dropped the ball in the first two, and I promise I have more for the others. But for eating, I wrote down
You're like, nothing.
I wrote down why am I grossed out by everything? Because going back to how I have no appetite, I also have this feeling, like I feel like you kind of feel this way when you're pregnant, but
Which
I'm not
you
pregnant.
are not.
You kind of feel this way of like when I make something and I see myself making it, I don't want to eat it.
Mm.
And I don't
Interesting.
feel like actually nauseous looking at it how you would if you were pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, I don't want to eat that.
Do you make dinner for everyone every night?
Yep.
Okay.
Unless it's like a night where we're like
Go
going
over to the parents'
somewhere.
house or something.
Yeah, or like activities are going on.
Yeah, that's fair. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like I've only ever experienced that when I've been pregnant.
But like,
Sippy.
but like you actually made me dinner tonight. It was pasta, homemade. I gulped it down.
That
I'm
is
like,
true. I didn't even
wanted-
think about that.
I didn't see you making
I didn't see
it, and I didn't make it either.
Interesting.
But like, I'll eat at a restaurant.
If Tanner made the exact same dinner that you would make, would you?
That's not even on the table, actually. If
Don't ask
Tanner
about-
makes a steak, I will eat it.
Okay.
But
Stuffed shells? Off the coast.
stuffed shells. Yeah. Okay. You say what you're eating because I have to pee.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay. I was going to ask you a question.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'll come back to
Yes.
it. This is such a chaotic episode, but I love it, honestly. Okay. What I've been eating, I put 3 things, and I'm back in my sourdough era. Back in my sourdough era. I revived my sourdough starter out of the fridge, which honestly I'm really, really proud of because this is the first time I have revived a starter. Usually I just give up. And so I'm really, really proud of it because I was like, okay, I'll give this a shot. And I see so many videos of people being like, yeah, it's never too far gone. So sometimes I'm just lazy and I'm just like, oh, someone give me their starter and I'll just like add to it from there. So anyways, I made a sourdough loaf and it was pretty good. Oh, speak of the devil. That's actually crazy. Hey, Google, stop the timer. That is my sourdough dough that I'm going to make for sourdough pizzas tomorrow. So that was crazy timing, Jenna. I was talking, your milkshake's over there. I was talking about being back in my sourdough era.
I heard you.
Which I was going to ask you how it was coming along. After you talked, was that your solo episode or was that when we were together?
It was my solo episode. It's not been coming along, unfortunately.
It's a process.
It's such a process.
And not a summer vibe.
Yeah, I agree. I want to make the sourdough bagels, which Ashley literally just gave me a KitchenAid so I could make them, and I still haven't done it. But my starter's been in the fridge, so I need to revive it. And I'm like, okay, that's going to be like 2 days. And then you make the bagels, and then like that's like a whole day that you need to like have the dough with you, like folding it and blah, blah, blah. Then it's like waiting overnight, and then the next day you can finally make them.
The bagels are actually much more of a process than the bread is, because then you have to shape them, and then you have to do
Boil
the bath.
them.
Yes.
And I don't have everything bagel seasoning, so I'm gonna have to go out and get that. And guess what? They don't have it at Aldi, so
No.
I can't.
Is Trader Joe's the originator of everything bagel seasoning? Well, I guess there's always been the everything bagel.
I think they definitely like made the blend,
Okay.
and like
Interesting.
you probably could have gotten it from like Amazon, like from a company, but I feel like they like made the blend.
Yeah.
But you
I
could have
agree.
probably bought all the different things for the blend.
Mm-hmm. What the heck was it? But yeah, back in my sourdough era, that was only the first thing I've been eating. We eat lots of steak, of course. We've been really into steak sandwiches recently, which if like I only made like the bread for this one today. But before that we've been having Tommy's bread, which I think I talked about on my solo episode, like getting his bagels and everything as well. And then banana bread, it has remained the staple in this household as well, which we don't have any for tomorrow morning. So either after you leave, I will be making some, or we will be going.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I meant to bring you my freaking bananas that were like brown.
Aw, sad.
They were sitting on my counter.
Oh, it's okay.
I feel so bad.
You
How
literally
will
didn't
you
even
guys
tell me about
have
it.
Your banana bread.
What'd you say?
How will you have your bread?
We have mashed
have
ones in the
bananas.
freezer.
Okay. You're prepared.
I always have a stash. Yeah. I posted this on my Instagram. I literally buy bananas and let them go bad. Like the other day I saw one and I was like, oh, banana kind of sounds good. And I was like, no,
Can't eat that.
it's for the bread.
I cannot believe how much you guys love banana bread. I mean, it's good, but like,
It's just, it accompanies the coffee in the morning so well.
yeah, I get that. I don't know. You know what I have sitting on my counter rising?
Oh.
An almond croissant.
Ah, I should have guessed.
You should have guessed.
We were walking through Costco the other day and I saw in their freezer aisle they have a croissant box, and I was like, we should put them up against each other. We should mix them up.
Absolutely should put them up against each other. You know something funny? Cole was always really into baking. And
If you're going to talk about what I think you're going to talk
about the Outer Banks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had this like box of blueberry muffin mix that I would make into like a loaf. It was literally a box where you'd like add eggs and milk and mix it up. I would do that, and I would add almond flavor as well.
Oh.
And it was so good. And I was like, Cole, my loaf is better than yours. And he's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, okay, we're going to do a bake off. And when we went to the Outer Banks, we were like going to do this bake off. But I was like, I can't let him know that it's from a box.
Oh,
So
I actually, until this moment, never knew it was from a box.
Well, there you go. But I can't even remember what happened. It was like I put the mixture into a bowl and like had it ready, and then I was like, Cole, I'm starting. Are you gonna come start? Like it was like kind of making it look like it was already starting to mix, but it was from a box, and then something happened that like outed me, and he won the contest.
Yeah.
So sad.
I like genuinely never knew it was from a box. Like, what brand was it? Or
Probably
just something
a freaking
random?
Betty Crocker or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's funny.
Who knows?
Okay, so like you're not eating anything? Just up that milkshake right now.
Now I do have something for the treating category that I am eating.
Oh, good. The very end.
But I won't. No, I have the rest. I'm saying it's a food.
Gotcha, but it's
I
at
don't
the
want
end.
to use it for my eating.
Okay. Well, are you ready to talk about playing?
Yes, I am ready to talk about playing.
Okay.
Playing is. Oh, am I ready?
Okay. We might have a crossover. Probably. No?
We don't.
Okay.
I didn't write down Slum Wives,
Okay, that's what I wrote down.
but we can definitely talk about it. So playing is like, what are you watching? Hitting play on. So first of all, I'd like to say, I hate movies. I do not like watching movies. I like shows, and I like something that is like comforting that I don't really have to think about. So I find myself mostly putting on reality TV or like The Office or something at night to just like chill.
Yeah.
Maybe once every 2 months, Tanner will convince me to watch a movie. He also has this insane talent for summarizing a movie. Like, he'll watch a movie and then he'll tell me the summary, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, really? I wish I watched that. And he's like, Jenna, we could have watched it together. And I'm like,
Jenna.
but I listened to you say it and I was hooked.
Yeah, and that was enough for me.
That was enough for me. So it's actually so funny the way this played out. He was giving me a summary of this movie that he watched. And I, at the time, was not wanting to hear about it. I was looking for some alone time.
I hate when that happens.
And
when
he
it
was
crosses over.
yapping my ear off. And I'm pretty sure both kids were napping, which is rare. And I was like,
Sir.
Tanner, I just wanted to like chill. And so he ended up being like, that hurt my feelings that you like didn't want to listen to me. So he stopped telling me what happened, okay, in the middle of this. And we like kind of got into like a little argument. So then later that night, things were resolved. I'm like, let's watch that movie. It sounded really interesting.
Things were resolved.
Turned out to be the best freaking movie ever. And
Okay.
it's called Apocalypto.
Oh, I've never seen this.
It's very gruesome.
Oh.
I would never choose to watch this on my own.
Interesting.
It is about... It's a chase movie.
Chase
Like,
movie?
it's literally about, like, someone chasing someone else.
Okay.
It's very, like, your heart is beating the whole time. It's very adrenaline. And there's a lot of, like, blood and killing. It's actually about the Mayan Empire.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's so fascinating.
Is it older?
I don't know. I don't know
Let's look it up.
anything about it except that
I was going to ask you who's in it, but I know that you won't know that.
the director is really famous.
Oh, okay.
If you want to look that up. I don't know who it is though. Anyways, the plot twist at the end had me in shambles. Why are you
2006.
making that face?
Well, I was reacting to you.
Oh.
Oh, Mel Gibson is the director.
Yes. Apparently Tanner told me that he wanted to make a chase movie, and this is what he made.
Did you know he's also the director of The Passion of the Christ?
Yes, he did tell me that. This movie, yes, the plot twist at the end had me in shambles. The movie is so gruesome, but it is just insane and very clever and really cool to see. Like, I guess I'm kind of into history. It's like
You
about
really
kinda
are.
history. So yeah, that movie rocks. So you should watch it. Also, it's only in a different language, and they learned that language for the movie.
Wait, what do you mean?
There's no English speaking.
Oh, and you just read subtitles the whole time.
Yes.
That's actually pretty crazy that you still have that
Except-
take.
Except, Ashley, we couldn't get the subtitles to play on our TV, and since Tanner watched it before, he was telling me a summary of everything. He's like, now they're saying
That's
something.
actually a crazy memory.
Yeah, and I was loving it, which tells you how good of a movie it is.
That's actually crazy.
So you guys should watch Apocalypto. The other thing I've been obsessed with is 90 Day Fiancé. I know I
That you've stayed consistent on that.
Okay, you guys, it is... I had the perception that it was a setup. You know how, like, the other ones, it's like Married at First Sight? They pick it. And they...
You can hear Cohen.
Married at First Sight, they pick someone for you, and you have to show up and marry them.
Oh, yes.
This
You're
is
right.
like pre-made relationships. They applied for a visa to come get married on their own. There was no TV involved, and they're picking up right then. They now, when you apply to do this visa from, like, you're from Mexico, I'm from America, you want to come marry me, you can only be in the U.S. for 90 days before the wedding happens, or you gotta go home and reapply for the visa.
Okay.
So it's about those 90 days. And these people have never lived together, obviously. They've pretty much only been long distance.
I was going to say they're meeting for the first time a lot of times.
Yes. Most of them have met before, and like they've gone on like 1 or 2 trips together. Like they've visited Mexico once or twice, or they've like went on a vacation together in like a separate place. So they're meeting family, they're living together, a lot of them don't speak English. They're like, it's just, a lot of them live with their parents. Like, there's just such good, like, it's genuinely such a good concept for reality TV.
Yeah.
And I'm
It
eating
really
it up.
Yeah, and you have been. It would be a really good postpartum show. There's so much content to work through. How many seasons are there?
There's
I have to sneeze, I think.
13 seasons. Bless you.
So sorry.
There's 13 seasons of the real show, but then there's like all these spin-offs. So I watched this one because Isaiah made us watch that one, which was before the 90 days. So this is like, the people are basically like, this one is about them meeting for the first time. It's a whole series.
Wow.
So it's about them meeting for the first time, and that's where that TikTok came from. I like the view.
You do?
You're my best view. And she says, eh.
You loved that.
I know, and I never even knew what it was from.
I like the view.
And now I got to see it play out in real time.
I don't know what I
But
did here.
there's 13 seasons of the real show, and then there's countless real ones. I've only watched 2 seasons. So.
Oh, man.
And I watched it
What?
all the time. So.
Endless content ahead of you.
Yep.
Did you know that there are 10 seasons of regular Below Deck, 10 seasons of Below Deck Med, and postpartum, I finished all of them.
Ashley.
To be fair, there's like 10 episodes per season. It's not a lot of episodes. And also, I would be like doing stuff and have it on in the background.
Yeah,
Towards the
yeah.
end, I had seen some of the seasons in real time too, so I was just like, I'll be cooking and it'll be playing in the
I was
background.
going to say, I thought you already had watched that show, but you were rewatching it.
Yeah, I went back to like the very, very beginning, and like there were some that like I hadn't seen, or like I've seen like an episode, but like not the whole season. And so I watched all of it, and it was a great use of my time.
That's so funny. That's my sister-in-law's postpartum show.
Gosh.
She's had 3 babies, and she's always like below deck.
I can't wait to be postpartum again. I can't wait to be in the hospital again. Like, I literally am like, oh gosh, to just literally not have the best excuse to not lift a finger. Oh man. You can hear Cohen in the background. Okay, what I've been playing, thank you so much for asking. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, of course.
Slum Wives.
Slum Wives. We'll do a quick little recap. Have you finished yet?
No, but unfortunately, I've heard so many other people talking, and I pretty much know what happens.
Yeah, where are you at right now?
I think episode 7.
Oh, okay.
So pretty close.
Yeah.
But I heard about what is revealed at the end.
Yeah.
Is it Guillermo? Is that his name?
Guillermo, no.
What?
I don't know what his name is, but it's not that. But it's also like not far off. Oh gosh, what's his name?
Man from the Vanderpump Villa.
Oh my gosh. Jesse Marciano.
Marciano. It reminds me so much of the SNL thing. Domingo.
Direct from Domingo.
I have that whole song memorized.
But we did hook up though.
Oh, I don't know the one of him singing. I know the one of the bridesmaids singing. She's dancing with Domingo.
Oh yeah. He only comes in for like a little bit. But yeah, so I've been watching Secret Lives of Mormon. Well, not watching. I absolutely devoured it. Like, it's gone. Which I was so sad. Honestly, I've been consuming so much content around it that it feels like played out at this point. But obviously, I haven't talked about it with all of you, or even Jenna. We've talked very briefly, but Michaela needs to get over her Whitney beef. It's so ridiculous. And what we said, girls were also saying that, where they're just like so one-sided and just like, I'm just choosing to be mean. Like, I don't know.
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah.
Maddie from the Bad Broadcast was saying that she feels like some of the people who got overlooked last season a little bit feel like they were trying to like make their mark. And she said she feels like Michaela was like, okay, now I'm just going to be the mean girl.
Literally.
And she was the whole time. Like, everything that she said, she would be like, yeah, nobody better mess with me tonight. Like, that was the only content that she had. Every cutscene was a snarky remark.
Yeah. And like also just like being like so mean to like Whitney, like, and just being like yeah, you haven't gotten to this, but they vote on like who should be in mom tech at the end.
All about it.
Yeah, and she was just like, obviously I'm voting against Whitney, and Whitney's like sitting right there, and she was like, obviously everyone knows my opinions on it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, shut up.
The voting is so weird. Whitney was actually delightful this season.
She's hilarious.
And so was her husband.
Mm-hmm.
I like loved when he cried.
When he was talking about like their struggles.
Yes, about their marriage. And he was just like, I didn't deserve a second chance, but she gave me one. And he was crying and stuff. And he was just so fun. I feel like all the scenes with them, especially at their house, they just felt light and fun.
And the way she cares for Jen.
Yes, and the rest of the show felt dramatic and sad. Whitney felt like the only fun and like normal, mature one.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, because it is reality TV, I am like, how much of this is like actually real, or are they like, we need all of this to happen? But I mean, Jesse and Demi really play into that and like just stirring the pot, and I'm like, oh, you're like actually like just mean. And they're like, oh my gosh, like stop, it's like such a joke. And I was just like, okay.
Can you imagine one of the conversations that they have if we had that with each other?
Jesse and Demi?
No,
or just like any of
the
them?
girls.
Yeah.
It was like every scene is like, well, we're gonna have to have a conversation about that, and now she's coming over to talk about it. And it's like, imagine if we did that.
Also, like Jesse and Demi being involved in Jen and Zach's like marriage. Like, again, it was like, how much of this is the producers being like, you need to confront Zach? And it's like, imagine like you and I were like, I'm
gonna have to meet up with Cole.
Literally, like yeah, or if we teamed up on somebody else and just being like, we need to speak to your husband. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's so, I mean, definitely a lot of it is like producer made, and that's what like a lot of other people were saying. Is just kind of like, it doesn't really even feel like they're hanging out because they want to hang out. It feels like it's like, we have to hang out and film and then like create drama.
Yeah,
in that moment.
Literally. Which, have you heard like the rumors after the fact that people were saying that Demi was like, well, if we need like a big season finale like drama thing, we could just make up that Dakota and I are having an affair. And everyone was like, oh, like, okay,
Just make up anything.
Just make it up, like if we just need something.
Sorry, I'm eating my maraschino cherry. Jen has always been my favorite character. I followed her before the show. I've always loved her. And this season made me so sad.
So sad.
It was so... And then, like, seeing, though, what she's been posting lately, like, she seems like she's, like, doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
And she's, like, out of it more. But it was just so sad. And I mean, the fact that she stopped filming because of her, like, mental health, I feel like that shows that more than any of those other girls, she's not in it for, like, the...
Which I also said to
show.
Cole, I'm honestly, like, I just feel like Hollywood, like, is, like, so toxic that I'm really surprised that they even let her stop filming. Like, I was like, oh, I am, like, when, the thing came up that she had stopped, I was like, oh, I thought they were just gonna be like, sorry babes, you have a contract, like, we'll be here tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Like, but they're growing.
yeah but yeah, it was definitely an entertaining season, but it was very, like, there was no fun.
No, it's very depressing.
Wait.
Oh wait, have you gotten to pregnancy roulette?
No, but I already also heard about it and how Demi had to flip over the positive and she's infertile and it was just horrible.
Yeah, it, like, she, like, actually was, like, sobbing, like, hysterically, and I was like, she's not, like, my favorite, just because I feel like she stirs the pot a lot, and she becomes really mean to Taylor at the very end, too, and it just seems, like, very calculated. It's all weird, but whatever. But in that moment, I was like, oh. And that was another thing. People said the producers, like, told Layla to do that, is, like, what they were guessing. And I was like, that is a whole other level of cruel.
I know. I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Oh, my favorite scene of the whole thing was when, at the Halloween party,
Of course.
when Demi was like, Brett, he just laid his hands on me, and he's in the Chippendales outfit, and he starts running as soon as she says that.
He's gone.
Sprints outside, and like him and Jordan are confronting the guy, and then Jordan goes, "Take ownership."
Out of nowhere. The producers knew exactly, like, what they were doing with that
Oh, I loved
scene.
it.
It was so funny. Just, take ownership. He's such a little man.
I know.
They seem like the most unlikely couple. I'm like, what do you mean?
I agree. I totally agree. Brett is hot.
Smoking.
I
And he's also like 50.
I like love old men. Not old, but like I love an older man. Like I cannot wait for Tanner to get gray hair. Like I just love older men.
little salt
I just
and
think
pepper.
they're so. I rarely will see a guy my age and be like, oh, he's attractive.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like an older guy, I'm
You're just
like,
so mature.
oh, I love it. It also is just like, I've probably said this on the podcast before. Anyone can be hot when they're 25.
Oh. I
But
don't know if you have said this.
a 50-year-old, it takes
work and effort.
man or woman.
Yeah, for sure.
Woman, I would argue, is harder
Yeah.
to be hot.
Things
later
start
in
falling.
life. Yep. And yeah, me and Tanner have both always said that. We're like, it's so much more impressive when like a 45, 50-year-old woman is hot than like a 25-year-old. Like, who cares about a 25-year-old? Everyone's hot.
You haven't had kids yet.
Yeah, and like you haven't had any wrinkles, like, yeah. So I can really appreciate a hot older person, any gender.
Any gender.
Any gender will do.
I also put a few on playing. I will save my newest one for last. I watched Survivor. The season finale was last week. It was very good. And of course I talked about The Amazing Race as well. Lots of reality TV going on here. I guess I don't know if you would count the game shows as that, but I also have been playing sewing YouTube, which I am in my sewing era and I'm trying to learn. And Jenna, when was the last time you dealt with numbers in general?
Oh.
Like actual math.
Never.
Yeah. And so I feel like I actually am like relearning and like reteaching myself, like,
What do you have to do?
well, sometimes it'll just be like a measure, like measure a quarter of an inch. And I'm like, what do you mean? like, and then like, and sew with a half-inch seam allowance. And I'm just like it's not like a ton of math.
I couldn't do it.
But literally talking in the fractions, I'm just like, baking, piece of cake, there's a cup. Like, and there's all the measurements there. And people will be like, yeah, idiot, there's a ruler. And I'm like, yeah, but it feels just much more complicated. So anyways,
Yeah,
I'm on my sewing
it also
journey.
feels more permanent.
For sure.
I mean, it's sewing.
Yeah.
It's so permanent.
Yeah, I am so far in the sewing journey. There's not much to report. I have a machine. I was in the middle of a project the day before we went to Bedford. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to finish this little tote bag. It's going to be so cute.
Ooh.
And then come to find out, something happened like while I was doing it. And then my like thread just kept getting bunched up and I kept getting really annoyed. And then, so I literally set it down for like a whole week. I was so annoyed with it. And then I was like, okay, I'm not giving up on this. Like, genuinely, I think I talked about my sewing. Yeah, I talked about my sewing class in my solo episode. But it has been one of the most like difficult like things that I've tried to learn. Like, in my 20s, like for sure. Like probably since I was in school. And I'm like, you cannot give up on this. Like you can do hard things. Like it sounds so stupid to say, but like when I was in the class and things got hard, I like actually wanted to like cry and just leave. Like,
Because it's not something that you have to do, which is why it feels like you should or could just give up. It's like no one's holding a gun to my head making me learn how to sew. And it's not like I'm in school and I'm going to get a grade on this either. Like,
Yeah.
I'm choosing to do this. So if I don't want to, I just stop.
yeah.
But I completely agree. It's like the second something doesn't turn out how I want, I'm like, I'm not good at it. I'll see ya.
Yeah. But I'm like, there literally is like very few things in your life that you have to like be like bad at or like push through on. And so I'm just like, push through. Like,
I'm proud of you.
because like when you do like a recipe, it's like, I feel like there's a 90% chance if you follow these instructions that it's going to turn out great.
Yeah.
And that's clear and very easy to understand. This, they're like, all right, now for this length, you're going to cut with 1 inch seam allowance. And then the next one, you're going to cut with a 1/4 inch. And then we're going to overlap these and you have to sew it.
Oh, Ashley, I don't think I could do that.
No,
truly.
it's truly a night. Like it would be your nightmare. Well, and that's what like I'm trying, like you and I are like similar in that too, where I'm like, okay, how much like does this actually have to be precise?
Yes, like we both are like, we like to cut a corner.
Yeah. And there, it's a decent bit of precision. And
I
then
bet-
that's good.
I bet you'll get to a place where you can like guesstimate more once you learn more. And it'll be so fulfilling when you can make something for me.
Of course. Oh, I have multiple things planned. Like I'm like kids clothes, that's easy. So
Yeah.
I have things on the horizon for Monty that I'm like, oh, I will have to
Really?
do that. Yes. I need to get things under my belt. But that's the whole reason I started this, is because I was like, I don't like a ton of boy clothes. I'm just gonna make Cohen pants.
That will be so cute.
I know.
I want you to make me a tote bag.
Okay.
too.
I thrifted this perfect quilt that I want to make into the jacket.
Oh my gosh.
Let me show you a picture of it, even though it's just downstairs.
That's so fun that you could like thrift for a material.
Oh,
and
it,
not like.
Latrobe went crazy.
Ugh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was so much fun. 1 second. Oh, quilt. There we go. I searched it recently.
I love that feature in the iPhone when you
It's
can
the
just search
best.
the thing. Oh wow.
She's gorgeous.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good quilt.
And so I'm gonna hopefully turn it into a. Also, yeah, all of this was Cohen driven. I want to make him a happy birthday sign. Obviously, I have 6 months to do it.
Yeah.
But I want like a little quilted like
That's so cute.
happy birthday sign. So that's the pants and that were my biggest motivation.
That's so cute.
So, anyways, yeah, that's it. That's all I've been playing.
Okay. Next is obsessing. Here's what
Quilts.
I've been obsessing. The color blue.
Oh, yes, you have.
Something is happening in my brain that is like blue is the best color for everything, and you need it in all your clothes, on your nails, everything you buy, everything you do. You should make it blue.
What did
love blue.
Monty say when you came home with blue nails?
Oh, she liked it. It's so funny. So like when we were gone in Bedford, I was gone overnight. As soon as I came back, I was
So
like so
sorry.
excited for her to run up and hug me. She sees me, she goes, "Mommy, you have blue nails." I'm like, "Yeah," and then she immediately wanted me to paint hers blue. So we're matching now. But I also recently got a blue dress from my Newly,
Oh.
and I couldn't resist. I had to buy it.
Oh.
It is just, I love blue. I'm loving everything blue, and I can't get out of it, and I won't. I also love my kids' blue eyes. So I love dressing them in blue because I feel like it looks so good on them. And it's such a good spring and summer color.
I agree. I like it.
What are you obsessing over?
You know, it's nothing original. I just said
Green.
green. Oh, here comes Coco. He's gonna go to bed. That's a sad baby. Good night, Coco.
Does he need milk?
No, I think he's okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cole will let me know if he does. But yeah, you might have heard him fussing back there. cooking and baking. All I said is cooking and baking. She's back, baby. Like, I feel so, like, honestly, like, postpartum, Cole and I, like I've talked about before, kind of followed animal based. And so it's, like, very clear cut, just, like, meats and dairy and, like, kind of boring meals. And so we had kind of still been in that and kind of going, like, about just, like, very simple meals and stuff. And then last week we had some friends over and I made, like, actually good meals. And I was like, oh, I can use ingredients. Like, literally nobody's stopping me. And
That's so funny.
it was like fun to do animal based and like, I mean, kind of like loosely, but it was just nice that it like simplified life a lot. But yeah, I've been following like more recipes, and then I don't know, I've just like tried to challenge myself. Oh my gosh, I am very excited about this. I might have talked about this on my solo as well. Cole's parents got me a gift card for a cooking class a long time ago.
Oh, you did talk about it.
Okay. And we finally booked it. It's not until July. But Cole and I are going, it's like a couple's night. And so we're going to go bake some.
Cute.
I know. It's like a good like lineup too. It's like a watermelon feta salad and like a steak and like it's like a 5-course thing that you're going to like learn how to make.
I love that.
So I'm really excited about that. So I've just really been pressing into that. I literally destroy our kitchen every single day. Like, and I don't know. I just keep, it's truly a passion. Like, it's a hobby. Like, and then it's like nice that you get to eat it.
Yes. It's fulfilling.
Yeah.
Maybe you can help me because Julia's bachelorette party is coming up and we have multiple gluten-frees and vegetarians.
Holy
and
moly.
We're cooking everything. I'm cooking everything.
Okay.
And we have a boat day that I need to make food for. So maybe you can help me make a menu. I tried asking Chat GPT and it was not very helpful. It was way too complicated. It was like all of these intense, like that's what made me think of it. It was like watermelon feta mint. I asked for like a menu for on the boat. And I'm thinking like a sandwich, like
Pasta
sandwiches
salad.
or something easy. Yeah. That's just like somehow incorporating being gluten free. And it was so complicated. And I was just like, I'm not making that.
Yeah.
What am I can't do that. I need to make dinner, a breakfast, boat day, and another breakfast.
Okay. I'll help you out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a tough dietary
I know.
restrictions.
And like I also need to like shop for the house for the girls to have food too.
Yeah.
Like, in the house.
You should,
So.
you know where we should go.
Casitas. I would absolutely do that. Okay.
Recommending. Speaking of, I said recommending Costco just in general.
You love Costco.
I love it. I could live there. I'd get the little
Yes.
playhouse and I'd live in the tree.
What if you just like, was that a dream of yours as a kid to like sneak in somewhere and then like sleep there overnight and you were there and no one else was there?
No.
Like that you would like
But,
sneak
like-
in the grocery store and then they would close it down. They wouldn't know you were there. You're hiding. Then you come out when no one else is around.
I feel like it was a fear.
Oh,
I'm like, I don't want to get stuck here.
I
What
would
was that
always want to
movie?
get stuck.
Oh,
Night
there
at
was
the museum.
Well, yeah, there was an episode of the OC that was also like they stayed past closing and then like they just hung out and like camped in like the camping section and stuff.
Oh, that sounds so fun to
That
me.
does sound fun. In high school, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. But Ashley does love Costco and I loved going to Costco with her and I loved all the things I got, but unfortunately it is quite far from my house.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would like to do another run maybe soon. Maybe we can go for the bachelorette party depending on what we need and then I can get some of my snacks.
Yeah, it would be nice even too. Like they have like well, I guess that doesn't help for gluten free. I was gonna say if you end up going like for sandwiches, they have like croissants and stuff that like from their
that would be
bakery
good.
section. Literally, it's like 12 of them for like $6.
Yeah, that would actually be nice to go there maybe.
Yeah.
Did you see the fatties there?
So by chance, did you see the fatties? Which also she's talking about a beef stick. She's not. She's like, so
Just
were the
fat people.
fatties?
So were there fat people there?
You know, they have the $1.50 hot dog. Were the fatties there? I did
No.
not see them this time, and I actually went through the beef section.
Ashley, you're leading me astray.
I am. And you know what? I went to go order our fruit strips and they were sold out.
Well, I saw you didn't request me on Venmo, so I figured you didn't get them.
No, I went to Target and I like got a few because I was like, I can't
live without them.
I can't live without them. And you were correct. I don't know if I texted you about this, that the gummies don't hit as hard.
Yep. That's what I should have put on my eating is the pineapple solely fruit strips.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not eating them because they've been sold out.
Yeah, let me see if they're back in stock while you talk about yours.
What I'm recommending is Mary Ruth's toddler vitamin C drops.
Oh, very
Okay.
nice.
So last year, I'm not kidding you, we were sick for 6 months straight. We would have like 3 days where we'd get over the cold and then we would get the next cold. It was horrible. So this year, we actually got, have you been there yet? We got this place in town called Boyd's Wellness Pantry, and it's all
No, I have not.
holistic.
Where is it at?
It is like down like the road where Gecko is.
Oh, okay.
It's all like, holistic medicines and tinctures, and then they have like organic food and meat, and they actually do have the Sully fruit strips there as well. But they have the vitamin C drops from Mary Ruth's, and I've been putting them in both of the kids' milk once a day. I did it all winter long, and we did not get sick once.
That's amazing.
Okay. Literally, the week I ran out, we got sick, and we did not recover for an entire month of March. We were sick all of March, and I, for some reason, was thinking to myself, I wonder why we can't get better. And then I was like, we ran out of vitamin C drops. I went and got them. All of April, May, haven't been sick once.
Oh, sorry. Cole texted me and said that Cohen might need me.
That's okay. You want to pause?
Yeah.
You want me to hit the button?
Okay, we're back, baby. The baby has been fed.
And he is now going
And
to bed.
he's now going to be a sleeper.
Okay, where were we?
Obsessing? No.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think.
Or were we on
I was saying recommending
recommending?
about the drops.
The drops.
Anyways, I started putting the drops back in their milk. No sickness again.
That's amazing. And you know what? Cohen can have some now because
Yeah.
he is 6 months old.
Yeah, they have like baby, infant, toddler, whatever. I just get the toddler ones. Like, you guys know I'm a type B mom. I don't really think anything's going to happen. So,
Until
anyways,
it does.
that stuff feels like it really works for me. And I'm shocked because I've done vitamin C drops from Earthly before. They have no knock on Earthly. They have like an immune support like thing. And it's never done anything. Like, we still got sick constantly. But these drops, I don't know what it is, but they have a strong hold on my family.
Rightfully so.
And we will be customers for life. Honestly, I should set up the like subscribe and save from them.
So yeah, you never run out.
Yeah. And
Never have a lapse again.
one day run out and we'll be in the hospital.
In dire need. Okay, last one.
Okay, what is it?
Treating.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I gotta take you on a little bit of a ride to
Okay.
tell you about this. I might have mentioned this in my solo again. When we were in Hawaii, I became obsessed with macadamia nut lattes.
Yes, you did.
And then when we went to Bedford, I was like, I'm gonna get a hazelnut latte and see if this compares at all. So like a macadamia nut latte, it just basically tastes like toasty. And like obviously like nutty, but I'm like, oh, like it literally feels like it adds like warmth to like the coffee. I'm like, oh, I love this. It warm probably is delicious. Anyways, while we were in Hawaii, I bought macadamia nuts so I could come home and make the syrup. And I made it this week, and I've been having my treating is macadamia nut lattes.
How did you make it, and is it living up to what you were hoping?
It might need some like adjustments. I might like try
It sucks.
It doesn't taste anything like it. No, I'm kidding. It's good, but like I need to figure out like my ratios. I just like Googled macadamia nut recipe, which I think it's always so funny. Like, I mean, in my solo, like people were like, what recipes are you making? Like, what are you loving? And I Google is a beautiful thing. Literally, I think of something and I'm like, I want to learn how to make English muffins. And I'm just like, English muffin recipe.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people think that, like, I have a special
creating
way,
this.
yeah, of like hunting things down and stuff. I'm just like, I just Google, and like the first thing that comes up, I like, if it seems hard, I'm like, nah, is there an easier one? Like,
Yep. Easy English muffin recipe.
easy. But yeah, it just said a cup of sugar, a cup of water, which is like I make simple syrup in
syrup.
general, and then a cup of chopped macadamia nuts. Actually, maybe it was a half cup. I can't remember. But chopped macadamia nuts, and then just let that all simmer together for like 10 minutes.
And then do you strain out the nuts, I'm assuming?
Yeah, which yeah, since you chop them, they're like pretty fine.
Yeah.
And so I did the best that I could. But yeah, Cole, I'll show it to you after we're done. Cole was like, "This looks disgusting." Like,
Probably does.
yeah, I mean, it kind of just looks like a simple syrup, but then yeah, it was like toasted, so it's like a little bit more on like it has some color to it.
Yeah.
But it's been good. And then this morning I was like, "Why don't you do a little bit?" Because Cole, we take turns making the coffee, but he made the coffee this morning, and I was like, "Why don't you do a little honey, little macadamia nut latte?" And that was pretty good.
I love to find a new little thing.
Mm-hmm.
My treat is not a daily treat, which makes me sad. My treat, however, is something that we recently discovered is that Wendy's has a new Frosty
Oh.
that is a strawberry with mashed up strawberry Pop-Tarts in it.
Holy moly.
And it is sublime.
Like the strawberry Pop-Tart?
Yeah. Like it is the perfect,
How big of chunks we talking?
not too big, not too small. Perfect amount. Like what you would get in like a Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
What you would picture in a Blizzard.
Sorry.
And then it's like
I'm slurping my
strawberry
milkshake.
like sauce kind of.
Interesting.
And then like the
Can we
ice
talk
cream.
about the fact that they had two flavors like for their
100
entire
years.
existence? And then I remember like last year they came out with the orange creamsicle.
Yeah.
And then they're now doing this, I guess.
Yeah.
There used to be one not far away from us, and then it closed down. So I feel like I really am off my Wendy's lore.
Well, yeah. See, part of me is just like, you should have just stuck with two flavors. Like, I feel like now it's opening up way too much for them that they're going to have to keep up with this. Like, always having new flavors. Then it's like, okay, are you an ice cream store? Like, what's the vibe? But this one is so good. So I'm just
How did you
stoked about it.
discover it? Did you see
We
it?
actually saw a commercial about it when we were watching basketball, and Tanner was like, "I'm going to get that right now." And I was
Right
like, "It was like
now.
9:30 p.m." He's like, "I'm going." I'm
Where's
like,
your closest
"Okay."
Wendy's?
In Litchfield. It was
That's
like
so
40-minute trip.
That's
But
so
we
funny.
got it. We loved it, and we got it one other time.
All right.
So that's our treat.
What's your treat? And of course, the croissants as always.
As always, the croissants. Some people sent in some things.
I saw that. I was like, wait, we can't forget about that.
Yeah, we should really blaze through these.
Your fave.
We don't have to ask all of them.
Okay. Okay. Well, then you go first.
Okay. 2 people asked dating and relationships, marriage advice. Thanks to know your first year married.
I don't know. What do you say?
Okay, first year's married. I feel like we had different experiences. I feel like you guys like went into marriage a lot more like it was just easier for you. I feel like our first year was really hard, but I feel like we were like really over prepared. Like we did like pre-engagement counseling, engagement counseling. We had mentor meetings like all the time. We were very like wanting it to go smoothly, but it still was very hard.
Yeah.
We were also pretty young, didn't really have it was like our first time really, I don't want to say living on our own, but like we just kind of lived in like with roommates before, college vibes, and it was a hard transition to marriage, which now that I'm a parent, I'm like, you thought that was hard? That's crazy. But I feel like my best advice is like, I think this is going to sound so like cliche, but being in the Christian world, there were so many things that were like, if you do this, your marriage is bad. AKA, like, if you don't go to bed together at the same time every night, your marriage is bad. I remember this so specifically, like, there was a sermon or something that was like, if you put a TV in your room, like, that's going to kill your marriage.
Oh, baby, it's just
And
make
I'm
mine
like,
thrive.
It's making mine better now. So for years, I, like, would get so upset of, like, why aren't we going to bed together at the same time every single night and having deep conversations and having intimacy, and it's just this perfect scenario that's the only way for your marriage to be like good. And then I started finally over time to realize, like, you actually can do whatever like you guys want to do, and like
Whatever vibes for
whatever
you.
is like making you guys happy is actually the better thing for your marriage.
Yeah. It's
And-
almost like you know your marriage best.
Yeah. And so, like, we love putting a TV in our room and then watching TV in bed. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Oh my gosh, it's the best.
Having some cereal.
If I don't know what I would have done postpartum without a TV in our room.
Literally.
I have to come down to the living room. Disgusting.
Yeah. So for me, I feel like that's my best advice, is just like, I don't want to say like the cliche, like, don't compare your relationship to other people, but just like whatever's working for someone else is fine. Also, like, there's some couples who are just like super like expressive and like in love all the time, and just like, oh my gosh, the marriage is so good. And it's like, you don't have to be like that to still
No.
be happy and both satisfied and love each other so much. Like, you can just be chill. Like, you don't have to be making out in public. Like, there's just things that I thought it would be like going in, and then like I feel like when it didn't happen, I was like,
Which also, this
right?
month is your anniversary.
7 years.
That's crazy.
the 7-year itch.
You're just itching to get out of there, aren't you?
Yeah,
He's going to make you that garden and you're going to be out the
I'm
door.
actually gonna sell my produce to become a millionaire, and then I'm gonna leave him. What's your marriage advice?
I guess again, it feels like a cliche, but it's like, to all my ladies that love doing the silent treatment, I was just gonna say, don't be a bitch and just tell him what's wrong, because like sometimes I'm like, if like Cole like would know, like if he did like something that I didn't like or whatever, and like I was like just then started to like be quiet, like very quickly I was like, you're being so stupid, like, and I would just be like, hey, it actually really hurt my feelings when you did that, and he was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I literally, and like I don't know, again, like I just feel like we genuinely like are best friends and we married each other, and so then I'm just quickly to be like, hey, that hurt my feelings, and he's like, oh wow. Or if like I'm actually upset, like we would like just quickly be like that really pissed me off when you did that, and be like, well, that really pissed me off when you did that, and then we're like
just getting it out there and like just talking about it.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
Like, and we always, I've posted this before and talked about it on the podcast probably, but like we always then, like if we feel like we met the end of the argument but like no one really wants to throw in the flag, we'll just be like, beef squashed.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm just like, just make it funny. Like there have been times, like we do fight, like there have been times we've been very upset with each other,
and then literally should fight. Like if you're not fighting, like there's things that are being left unsaid for sure, because
100%.
Two people cannot live in perfect harmony together. It's just not possible.
It happens to the best of us. But yeah, there have been times that like I'm still very, very upset about something, and then like he just goes, beef squashed, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. And then like it's like, oh, okay, it's actually like not that big of a deal. And the fact that like communication it solves everything, and we also both aren't like angry yelly people, and so it's just always like quickly resolved.
Yeah, on that note also, I would say like if you have big issues in your relationship, like working them out and talking them out as much as you need to early on will save you so much in the long run. Like just like, okay, I don't like how you like, I'm just trying to pick something that is like completely irrelevant to my life. We definitely had some very big issues early on, so I understand like if people are going through hard things, but so maybe it's like I don't like how you treat like my family or like big things like that of like, or maybe I don't like that you are drinking every night, like things like that. Like you need to talk about them now before like
Kids are
honestly
involved.
you have kids.
Yeah.
Just like work through things, and if you need to like have a therapist, then you need to have a therapist.
Yeah, I agree. Can I do like a hot take?
Yeah.
Which this definitely is like a case by case and like situation. We both hated premarital counseling.
Ooh. Well, yeah, you guys didn't have like
I guess in some
the person who did it will never listen.
No. And I guess in like some ways it's kind of like our fault. Like we were just like, I want it to be like somebody we don't know and like older so like we can like learn something from them. Bored out of my mind. We both literally were like, oh my gosh. Like we'd see it coming up on the calendar and like the entire week we'd just be like, why? Like, why do we have to go?
That sucks.
So that was not a great experience. So maybe my piece of advice is also if you're going to do premarital counseling, maybe know your counselor or do like a little trial run.
Yeah, we had like asked our people who had already been mentoring us also just like have a mentor couple. Especially if you're like in that season of like dating, engaged, newlywed. Like it's really nice to have people, and this is for parenting too, like a few steps ahead of you.
Yeah.
Whether it's like that you want older people, our people that mentored us for like all of our marriage stuff, and like, yeah, they were maybe 15 years older than us.
Yeah.
And like they were still young and fun, but like they had like been through some stuff too. So I like loved our premarital counseling. Like it felt like we were hanging out.
Yeah. See, I think we swung too far where they were grandparents and we were 22 and 23.
And they were like, so you guys haven't kissed yet, right?
Literally, they were like, I mean, they were walking through curriculum that church gave them, like that. I think you did the same thing too. So, but it was just like, so, like just going down the checklist and it was like, so no sex. All right, moving on.
Our premarital counseling was like, we laughed, we cried, we went through everything. It was
I need
the best.
redemption.
You do. I'll be your counselor.
Okay.
You can learn a lot from me. Sorry, that's an inside joke because someone
just need you to
said
watch
that
and
to me
learn.
and Tanner that was married less time than us.
I just want you to, I thought it was something else. Like, it's good for you guys to be around this.
Yeah, he did something for his wife, and then he told Tanner, like, it's good that you saw me doing that for her because, like, you can learn. And Tanner was like,
I've actually been married
I
longer
don't
than
need
you
to
have.
learn from you.
Funny.
Honey.
What would you do if you had all of the money in the world?
Oh, I would buy a white farmhouse with a wraparound porch and a field. And I would buy...
And I'd marry a man named Noah, and it would be The Notebook.
No. I literally would buy a beautiful piece of property in Ligonier and build a beautiful white farmhouse. And I would buy like some... I would decorate the house just how I wanted. I'd buy like a nice 4Runner maybe. That's all I want.
She's a simple woman.
I am.
I'm not.
Truly, that is all I want in life.
Yeah.
And like I would obviously love to travel and like be able to buy like a dress from Free People and not like be worried about it, but that's all I want.
Not me. I'm trying.
I will be buying a penthouse.
I'm trying to be at the beach. My truly like our goal is to end up in Newport Beach, and that is an
And you're going there in July, right? This is your trial run?
Oh yeah, baby. I'm going there for 2.5 weeks. Don't call, don't text. I'm living my dream life. But yeah, it's like only like 40 minutes away from Riverside, and like we went there a lot as kids, and that's the life I'm trying to live. I'm trying to be on, and for like 900 square feet, it's about $4,000. So
A month to rent?
yeah.
What's like, okay, I feel like nowadays a lot of beach houses are like giving the modern vibe.
Yeah, they definitely are. Okay, well then we've talked about this before and you've been there before, but I'm kind of on a Wilmington kick as well because Cole and I have been talking about moving recently.
Yeah, because you've
It's
been
not
depressed about the weather.
Yeah. And I'm just like, me and my friend Katie have been talking about it as well. She's from Florida, and so we're both like, we commiserate together. And I'm just like, I can't do it. I cannot do it anymore. Which also, this September is 10 years since I've lived here.
Wow.
Or since I moved here. Which
That's
is
almost half your life.
Don't say that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived 16 in California, and then
Yep.
now I've lived 10 here. I gotta get out.
Gotta get
I
out.
can't have it outweigh it.
Wilmington, the reason we went there was because we were considering moving there too.
Yeah.
And I did like it, but I can't describe it. It was just like, if I was going to move to a beach, I would want the vibe of the Outer Banks, I think. And it was more just built up.
Interesting. See, I'm not really a fan of East Coast beaches in general, but this is
Right.
middle ground. Like Cole would, like if we had the money, we would go
Yeah,
to to Newport by the fall. But it's
Oh.
like this is much more affordable.
Yes.
Obviously anything in California is going to be ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're like in our 40s. We would love to be in
Yeah.
Newport.
I should also add, going back to all the money in the world, I would probably also get like a small cabin in like Colorado, Montana, like somewhere out in the mountains.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. Actually, my dream is to get like just like a little cabin that has like one bedroom downstairs, and then like the upstairs is like a loft with like 30 mattresses on the floor for kids to just all sleep, and it's just good vibes.
That's cute. I like that.
I love a cabin.
I love, like, Cole and I are, like, learning this about each other. Like, I mean, this is, like, Sherlock, but you definitely are, like, the product of your environment that you grew up in. And
So much.
I am beach, like, through and through. And I'm like, oh, the mountain's so cute. Like, I love it, like, when we go to Colorado. And Cole is like, oh, I could move to Colorado. And I'm like, no.
Yeah,
That's
me
all-
and Tanner are both like mountains.
Yeah. And you guys
Hard.
all grew up in the mountains.
Yeah,
And so it all makes sense.
it
And
all makes sense.
Cole, like, genuine, he was like, oh, okay, well, we can meet in the middle and go to Maine. And I'm like, sir,
Maine is cold.
so cold. Why would
Even
I
in
go
the summer.
further? Literally, we were there in, like, June, and it was, like, 70 degrees. And I'm like, this is not it. You can't even swim.
You can't swim. Tanner and I both also love upstate New York, and he's always like, "What about upstate New York?" We are staying in Ligonier, to be fair.
Yeah.
But this is just what we talk about. He's always like, "What about upstate New York?" And I'm like, "Yeah, in the summer and fall it's great, but it is also much colder than here too."
Yeah. We're, like, smack dab in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's, like, nice in some ways, but I know you saw my close friends the other day. We are the fourth gloomiest city in the country.
It is quite gloomy.
That is insane. Which then Cole has also said that Ligonier is much sunnier because you guys are in a valley.
I would agree with that. Pittsburgh is
Stupid.
yeah. I am so happy that we left, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, and I've already said this to you, and I know it doesn't offend you, but I could never live in Ligonier.
Yeah.
It's just, I could not do, like, a mountain town, just, like, anywhere.
Yeah.
And again, you guys aren't really, like, mountain town, but, like, the small town in general, and then just being, like, further secluded from stuff, I'm like, yeah, no, that's okay.
I know. It's definitely like you have to be a certain type of person to live there. And luckily, I am that exact rat.
I'm
person.
that person. Because, yeah, even Cole has, like, been like, oh, like, I mean, I could, like, retire here. And I'm like, I ain't trying to slow down that much.
Yeah. A beach is nice.
Yeah.
I do love a beach. I mean, maybe going back to like, okay, you have all the money in the world. Maybe I'll get a small beach cabin as well. You know?
That's true.
Why not?
That's what Cole has. Well, also, I have a friend that their goal was always to have a house on the beach, a house in the mountains, and a house in wine country.
I mean, this is like realistic. Would be like if you made enough money that you could make a nice Airbnb in the places that you love, and like 90% of the year it's making money for you.
Yeah.
And then when you want to go, you can go stay there. I mean, that would be the actual dream. Not
Remember when
all
you guys almost had an Airbnb?
It's still on our radar.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be like more realistic. And
Yeah,
would
that's
rock.
fair. For sure. Yeah, I was talking about that with a friend recently. Yeah, well, I would move and buy $1 million
car?
mansion.
What car would you buy?
I don't know. I'm not a car person. I guess, like, again, if I had all the money in the world, like, I want to, like, haul a bunch of kids. So maybe I just have, like, a Suburban.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm like,
G-Wagon?
sure.
I don't know if that has actually a lot of seats.
Yeah.
I love cars, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
But my top contender currently is a 4Runner.
And that stayed for a while.
I want one so bad, but it has horrible gas mileage.
Mm. Do you get more seats, too?
Yeah, it's 3 rows.
Oh, okay.
And you can get captain seats, which I
Yeah.
want.
I'm on, by the time we're having, like, our third kid is, like, when we'll think, like, about a different car, and I love the Subaru Ascent.
Yeah, Tanner said that one was too minivan.
Yeah.
I mean,
Got a big caboose.
I actually don't care what car I have, like looks-wise or whatever status-wise. I actually genuinely don't care. But if I'm gonna get a 3-row, I would rather it be like a more boxy car and less of a van.
Mm.
Okay. Mental health or obstacles with anxiety. You got any? No.
Well, it's just so hard to measure, especially like postpartum. Like we've like talked about this before. Like I haven't really dealt with like mental health stuff before, or like a ton of anxiety. That was like on our assumptions episode. Someone was like, I feel like Ashley's never really dealt with any of this, and I was like, correct. So postpartum's been fun. Really fun, and having a baby in the winter in the fourth gloomiest city in the country. Honestly, I got no tips. I'm so new to this. Like, I mean, I feel it dramatic in some ways, and Cole is like very like grounding, and then is also like just like, all right, well, like I just feel like once I start feeling down and stuff, I just have to go like be by myself. Like, and even if it's just like running errands by myself. But as far as like actual like mental health outside of postpartum stuff, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I also like my worst mental health things have been actually during pregnancy, not postpartum, which is weird, like, and kind of scary to think about getting pregnant again. Yeah. Because I kind of like know it's coming now, because I'm like, okay, it was a boy and a girl. It's not like, you know, some people say like, well, with my girl pregnancies, I had this. I had both, and they both were really bad mentally for me. So I'm like, oh, that's probably going to happen again. And I also have no tips, because I just was like literally a basket case. And then I had him, and I was like, all right.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, obviously, you. I didn't feel like you were with Monty that much.
When I was pregnant?
Yeah.
I feel like I was really trying to put on like this facade of like, I love being pregnant.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But do you remember when I say that picture of me crying so hard and all my makeup was streaming down my face?
Well, yeah, but like, wasn't that when you were traveling?
Yes, but like that was like not that uncommon at that time.
Interesting.
But that was just a time that I just thought like, oh, this is kind of funny at this moment. But like anything would send me over the edge. Like I cannot believe how hard I sobbed at the freaking Vatican, like in public, Ashley, in front of everyone, in front of Nachi and Peter, sobbing, uncontrollably heaving, and I could not stop myself, and I couldn't explain it. Like it was so bad, and it was just, I don't know.
That, yeah,
literally. I actually remember being so anxious about your bachelorette party too.
Oh, interesting.
Like the whole time I was like, my heart is pounding. Like am so
Just
anxious
thinking
right
that
now.
you were going to like sob the entire time?
I don't even know. I just like I was like I can't be here. Like the sleeping. Like I was like, what if I don't get enough sleep? Like what if I have to wake up and pee? Like what if like I mess something up? Like what if Ashley's mad about this thing? Like just that's not how my brain works in the normal. But in that time I just was like, this is terrifying me.
And then you felt like it was the same or like more when you were pregnant with Silas?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was horrible.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Did you feel fine pregnant mentally?
I felt like I dealt with all of like the funny like pregnancy like things where it's like, yeah, like anything can like make you cry. I cried over like a bunch of TikToks.
Right. Like a dog or like an old person or
Yeah.
whatever, but it wasn't like serious things.
Yeah, the only thing I like really cried over was, oh man, I just like I don't know what I'm getting. This is like opening a different can of worms. I really don't know what I'll do for like birth and like care next time, because I just like hated all of like the doctors that I dealt with. Birth was fine, and I obviously have talked about all of that and everything, but like the very first appointment that like I went to like at 8 weeks to confirm the pregnancy and all of that stuff, like obviously you're so nervous, you're so anxious. And I went and she like put the tiny little handheld thing up to my stomach for 2 seconds and was like, yep, everything's there and I just see one baby, and then just like showed it to me and then like took it away. And I was like, oh, like okay. And like couldn't get like a picture of it or anything. Came home, sobbed my eyes out, and was just like, what if our baby doesn't make it, and that was the one time I saw them and she just ripped it away. And like I was inconsolable, like literally
That's honestly so valid.
standing in the shower just like losing it. And I mean, just I think my biggest anxiety was always just like, are you okay? Like to him.
Yeah.
Like, are we good? Like, are you okay? Like, is anything wrong? Like I don't want to mess anything up. I don't want to have anything that's like I feel like normal like anxieties, but as far as like mental health, yeah, I'm trying to like think back. I feel like I like outside of like that, once I hit the second trimester, I was like, okay, we're chill. Like things like kind of evened out.
Yeah. When I was pregnant, I was so anxious about leaving Monty to go give birth. I would sob every single night about it. We're really just opening up. I would sob every night thinking about going to give birth. Literally, I should be thinking about myself and the baby in my stomach, but I was so scared to leave her overnight with her grandparents that I would sob every single night, to the point where I asked my midwife if I could have like anxiety medicine because of this situation. Then she gave it to me. I took one pill, threw up everywhere. So I was like, well, okay, guess I can't take that. And yeah, it's crazy. Mental health stuff, like I feel like before pregnancy and stuff, I always just kind of was like, okay, we've both kind of said this before, like, okay, just like cheer up or just like
cheer up, buttercup.
Okay, just like it's not that big of a deal. And I do feel like we both kind of have that like energy about like our lives, but also like there is something, and like my heart hurts for people who go through this on a daily, because like when you're pregnant postpartum, there's kind of like an end to it. But people who are going through this daily, like it's literally like you don't understand that I don't want to feel this way. And I feel like for the longest time I kind of thought like, okay, but like you're kind of choosing to act like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I don't want to act like this. You don't understand. Like,
yeah,
I can't, my brain will not let me get out of it.
Yeah. The postpartum hormones have just been insane. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I literally, like, oh my, just all of the things like that I cried about, even in like my birth episode. Like, just like when I went downstairs and like to the ER, and I was like sobbing like uncontrollably, and I just would look at Cole and I was like, I physically like can't stop. And then like there have been like, so like that was literally 2 days after giving, maybe even a day after giving birth, and then like yesterday just like sobbing, and I like, Cole's like, what's wrong? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to stop crying, and like, or just feeling sad. Like, and I also need everyone to know, like, I am good,
We're
but
all
like,
fine,
we're good. But true, I mean, if you want TMI, it's like, first of all, getting your period back like 7 weeks postpartum, ass. Just the worst. And then every month it being the most unpredictable thing. And so this month, feeling more regular, mental health in the toilet, and just feeling deep senses of dread and just sadness. And you're just like, this is not me.
Yes.
But then being like so in love with your baby, and you're just like, everything about this was worth it. Oh my gosh. Then coexisting with, oh, this is awful. Like, which is so funny because I feel like somebody messaged me after our last episode and was like, thank you like so much for talking about like how good you're feeling postpartum and everything. And like, and I was saying like physically, like I feel so good, and like I'm so proud of my body and like all of that different stuff. But yeah, this last month the emotions have taken over, and it's, but it's a beautiful thing in some regards where it's like, okay, like, and just constantly giving myself grace because it's like, you are like actually still just so fresh into this.
For sure. And like they say that your like body and hormones don't regulate for 2 years.
Which is crazy. So I'm like, let's just knock all of this out so I can just get this over with.
Yeah, let's just keep having them. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like, and I'm only 11 months postpartum now, but I was already pregnant. Like,
God, you scared me.
At this time.
Cole came down the stairs.
At this time, last postpartum. So like I have been pregnant or postpartum for like the past 3 years.
Pregnant,
straight.
postpartum, breastfeeding too.
Yeah. Which I don't know, do people consider a year postpartum?
What do you mean? Oh, like once you're a year,
yeah.
like, yeah, I think it kind of like expires at a year, I would assume.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is like, when you're in the bathroom, I was talking about how when I was at Bedford, I went on a walk by myself, and I just was so happy that I just started running. Like, I literally was just like, it was bursting out of me. And like, truly, like, that was one of the first times that I was just like, legit in like 3 years that I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm alive. Like, I don't know how to describe it, because it's like you have the best time of your life with your kids.
Yeah.
And it is the best thing on earth, and like the joy that is way deeper than going on a walk at Bedford. But
yeah.
like, I don't know, just like it is just like your body is just out of whack. Your emotions are out of whack. And then eventually, like, I feel like mine are finally like regulating again, and I'm like, wow,
I'm alive.
here I am.
Yeah, well, there's another podcast we listened to, and she talked about getting her hormones checked pretty quickly after birth. And I feel like she was like a month postpartum and was like, I'm going to get my hormones checked. And like, I just feel like, and like, that's really nice. And then sometimes I'm just like, oh, right, what, like, they're changing like so much.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I actually have thought to myself, I need to do that this month because my insurance is gonna be up in June. So I'm like, oh, I should go do that actually, because I would love to know. You should
just spend a week doing all of the appointments.
Literally. Can you just ask a PCP to do your hormone panel or what?
Yeah, it's worth asking. Yeah, like, I don't know. Oh gosh, don't even get me started on that as well.
Anyway,
if you have any good doctor recommendations, because right now I didn't go to the PCP until I wanted to get pregnant, and then she was completely unhelpful, and I was like, thank you for this.
Thank you.
I'm so glad I pay an astronomical amount of money for insurance every month.
Yep. All right, everyone.
2 hours and 12 minutes later.
Holy crap.
Our longest one yet.
That's what happens when you only record once a month. Tanner texts me, you're out late at a friend's house. How fun. I'm like, yes.
This is living.
I can't believe I'm going to get home at 11.
I know. I was going to say, you wild dog.
I know.
That's crazy. All right, y'all. We love ya. And Jenna, are you gonna do a solo episode this month?
Yes, I am.
Oh man.
What will it be about? Maybe I'll probably just put up like a Q&A because I have no idea what to talk
The
about.
Q&A like was fun that I did.
Yeah.
It's just so nice that like when people ask you questions, you're like, wait, you want to know
You're
that
like,
about
you're
me?
so interested in me.
Yeah, you're obsessed.
You're in love with me.
You want to kiss me on the lips? All right. We love you all very much, and we will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.